Finally, a show about you. A show where your questions, comments, and concerns are aired for all to hear. You have an opinion, and we want to hear it. Hosts Mike and Jen have worked together for over 3 years and will provide you with the best intuitive information they have. This show has no limits. This show has no boundaries. This show is spiritually imperfect. Now, your hosts, Mike and Jen.
Good morning, Michael.
Good morning, Jennifer.
Happy Wednesday.
It is Wednesday. I was thinking it was Tuesday all day for some reason.
It is. And happy Wednesday to everybody joining us. Looks like we have some YouTube viewers coming in. Some people in my group coming in.
So yes, good morning and welcome to Spiritually Imperfect on WLTK-DB radio. So we're going to try something different today. We talked about it last week. And we've all been talking with Todd over the last, I don't know, when we bring this up, probably a month ago or so, that we wanted to give this a whirl. So if anybody used to watch TV back in the day when John Edward was on TV, he used to do this show called Crossing Over. And it was basically a live studio audience. And during the show, he would just do a group reading. So what that means is, you know, there's 100 people on the show or the audience. He would just randomly do readings for people throughout whatever, you know, time that he had allotted. And again, the whole purpose of that is not only, it's really for everybody to take part in the experience, whether you get a personal reading or not. You know, we can all walk away with something, you know, and that's kind of the purpose of this. It's a demonstration of mediumship. So it just gives you an idea how Jen and I work. And we get to deliver messages for the, 55 minutes or so that we're on today. So we're going to give that a whirl, but we need people backstage. So let us know if you're interested. There is a link in the comments. So you can click on the link to get backstage. And as soon as we have, I don't know, what do you think? At least 5 people?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know how many we have back there now. I know we have a couple.
There was only 1 waiting so far. So okay. We need at least 5, or we'll just roll how we normally roll, and we'll just do one at a time. Because I mean, the whole purpose of group reading is to have at least a group of 5, maybe minimum.
So
minimum.
I am. If you're watching from my private group, you won't be able to see the link that the studio's throwing up. So I just posted it as a comment in there. All you do is click on the link and follow the prompts. It's really simple. You don't need to download anything, and it will put you backstage, and then we'll bring you up. So yeah. So we'll wait a few minutes. Don't be shy. Hop on. Hello, Brian. I see you there. Hi, Chelsea. Kelsey Jade. She says she's new here. Thank you for joining us.
Hi, Kelsey. So, any new adventures, Jen, since last week?
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So I've started a thing, right? And it's sleepwalking, and I don't understand it. It has happened to me one more time, other than the time that I talked to you about. So it's been twice in the last week, and it's really strange. I don't understand.
I got that over when I was a child.
If I did, I don't recall. I don't remember anybody ever talking to me about it, but it's definitely interesting. Just wake up in weird spots.
It's funny, I just remembered this going into the military. If I remember right, that was actually a disqualifying factor if you were a sleepwalker.
Really?
Yeah, I remember that because, I mean, it makes sense in a way. I don't know if it's changed since then, but oh man, I used to do that all the time as a kid. I'd wake up outside in the middle of winter standing in my front yard, you know, and wondering, how did I get here? My grandmother's house, I think I've showed you a picture of that creepy place.
Oh, I love it. I didn't think it was creepy, but
It was at night. It was at night. It was terrifying. But I remember we used to sleep upstairs, and the house had it was 3 usable floors. And there was the big attic and a dungeon that we never went down in because we were always threatened that if we misbehaved, we'd be thrown down in the dungeon. But I remember sleepwalking and waking up in the basement. I remember once in particular that I woke up down there, turned around, my cousin was standing there. He followed me and scared the whole Jesus out of me.
That would be scary. Yeah. So Carrie Ann is saying stress can bring on sleepwalking. I do believe that. And I was trying to just kind of look back at what's been going on. And I have had a lot of anxiety the last couple of weeks. Seems to be a little bit more than normal. And so I'm not sure if that is what's bringing it on. I don't know what's bringing it on, but I'm hoping that it stops just as quickly as it came on, because it's really disorienting.
Yeah.
And strange. And Michael knows what happened. It's a long story. I won't go into it right now because we have people waiting backstage.
Yeah, that's the reason we're not going to go into it.
But yeah, we're not going into it. Yeah, and for other reasons.
So D-League says she's too shy to go backstage. Come on. We need at least 5. I think we have 2.
We have 2.
We have 2 so far. So we need 3 more to do
and
this
they're
thing.
Waiting.
If not, we'll just bring people up one at a time like we usually do and just do some readings. So we'll give it literally 2 more minutes. 2 more minutes to get over your camera shyness.
And you can also...
we got 3 now.
We got 3. You can also have your camera off. Like, I prefer that you have it on because I like to see your faces and I like to have the conversation. But if that is a deal breaker for you, the camera can actually be off.
Yeah. Don't be shy.
And we have a number 3.
We have 3. Come on. We need 2 more.
2 more.
Come on. We got the hard part here. We're doing the readings. You just get to sit and enjoy the experience of it all.
That's right. All you have to do is hop on that link.
Someone's Facebook user just here to support.
Johnson's 89 degrees. Carrie Ann, she sleepwalks sometimes, she says. Woke up looking inside my fridge.
What? Courtney, come on backstage. We're trying to do a gallery. We need, I think.
Come back, Courtney.
Oh, we have 4.
Okay, one more.
One more to do this thing. Joanne, any wise words to say? Oh, I got a lot of wise words. Whether anybody wants to hear them or not.
Hop on the link to hear them all.
The best advice I was ever given was like, don't fry bacon naked. That was like the most wisest words I ever heard. Courtney, my husband is here and he will think I'm crazy.
I stopped frying bacon altogether, Michael. I bake it now and I don't have to worry about that.
Carrie Ann, come on backstage. Come on, Carrie. Dude, we need 1 more person. Just 1. Or we could just roll with 4.
We can just roll with 4.
And if anybody else wants to come up afterwards, you're welcome. So
yeah,
Todd,
they'll just keep you backstage. They'll let us know.
Yeah, roll that beautiful bean footage.
Here they come.
Hello.
So actually we have 5 because we've got 2 together. No,
thank you for being brave.
Look
You're too shy.
Carrie Ann, all you do is click the link that's in the chat to go backstage.
Yes.
So did you all hear the description about how this works? So we don't have to, okay, good. So we don't have to do that again. All right. So, yep, basically what we're going to do is just open up, see who steps forward. And really all we need from you is if the information connects with you, you just have to say yes or no, if it makes sense or not. If you don't know, that's fine. Just say, I don't know. and we will just go from there. And it's really important too not to feed us any information. Okay, if you want to elaborate after the reading's over to fill in the blanks, that's fine. But just during the session itself, just if you could just stick with yes or no's, that would be greatly appreciated. So, what do you think, Jen?
Look at all these beautiful faces.
Some of you look like you're ready to fight us or something.
Like, I don't know what's happening here. What am I doing? What just happened?
What did I get myself into? All right.
Okay. Should we just get started then?
Yep, let's just roll.
Okay, let's do it.
Do you want to start us off?
Yeah, so I have a mother in my awareness. I do feel illness with her, and I feel like that this was a long-term illness. Can anybody connect with that? Anybody that's
was it a heart?
All I have right now is long-term illness. Mm-hmm. You can connect with that. Mm-hmm. Okay. This is interesting. I got to tell you that what is in my awareness just all of a sudden is she's showing me a canopy bed. Do you understand that?
I mean, they had a 4-poster bed at one point. But.
Okay, that's okay. But because I do feel like this is taking me back, right?
Yes.
This is taking me way, way back. And she's showing me, I call it the canopy bed, yes. Okay. I feel like this is okay. Again, this is taking me way, way back. I feel like this is taking me back to childhood. Does that make sense with you? Okay.
Yep.
I also feel and see the color. She's showing me the color yellow with this. Do you understand that? The color yellow? Okay, that's okay. We'll just put that over here. Who do I have? Sorry, I don't know. Oh, Heather. Okay. It's like I don't even have my glasses on. Who am I looking at?
Are they in your hair again?
No.
Oh my God. That was funny. We all do it.
That was terrible. That was funny. Heather, she's referencing some conversations that you had with her prior to her passing. Do you understand that?
Yeah, they were pretty difficult.
Okay, that's what I feel like they are. They are conversations, but they were conversations of importance. They were deep conversations. They weren't purpose conversations. She's bringing my attention to those. She's bringing your awareness to those because she's making me feel like you need to kind of go back and revisit those. There were some things that were said that are important and relevant to you at this point in your life. Do you understand that? Okay.
Yeah.
She's bringing me right back there to these conversations. Also, she says, thank you. She is telling me that those were hard conversations to have, which I know you've already mentioned, but they were important conversations. They were important conversations for her. She's also referencing a lot of things that were said that probably should have been said all along and that weren't. It was like this coming together conversation.
Understanding.
Okay. And I feel a little emotional. I actually feel very emotional about it, but I would encourage you. She's just saying, revisit those conversations. There are some important things that are relevant to you. Just kind of refresh that in your mind. She's also talking about, did you run into a dragonfly on the water?
Did I what?
Run into a dragonfly on the water.
All the time.
I've
been out paddleboarding every day. There's always a dragonfly.
She's showing me a dragonfly near the water. And so just know that she's there. It's just a sign that she's sending you. She's also making it feel like when you're on the water, being on the water would be a good time to actually revisit these conversations, because I think when you're on the water, you're doing deep work. Like you're really processing. You're really going through some stuff. You're not just out there just puddling, right? I feel like there's a lot going on. She shows me that it's a good time to revisit the conversations, and thank you comes in very strong with her. I also see an image of holding her hand. Were you holding her hand when she passed?
I wasn't with her when she passed, but I held her hand
prior to,
and had a good cry because she didn't want us to be around.
Okay. Because I do feel the holding of the hand that is very close to passing. So just know that that's thank you. I also feel like you will feel this pressure on your hand when you're kind of having this conversation with her again. And that will be a sign from her. So I'm going to leave that with you, with her love. Again, this 4-poster bed comes into my awareness. I'm not sure what that's about, but she shows that to me again as if that was
their master bedroom in my childhood home had a 4-poster cherry bed, Ethan Allen bed.
Okay, yeah, she just keeps drawing me to that. So I'm going to leave that with you because I feel that has significance that you understand. So I don't really need to go into that. So I'm just going to leave that with you, with her love, and leave that right there. Unless Michael's
thank you.
No, I'm going to move on to the gentleman I have waiting with me.
Okay.
So right now in my awareness, and forgive me, when I get around spirit, I start to stutter a little bit. So I'll just try to slow down. So I have, I feel father with me. Actually, I feel this could be also stepdad because I keep feeling this pull to stepfather, but I feel he would have passed of cancer. I also feel that he would have been older than 50. So that's where I'm just taking it. David, I was being pulled to you. Does this make sense for you?
Yep. That's my dad.
That's your dad. Okay. He's been like tugging at my shirt the entire time, Jen, because I could not get my attention away from you. It kept feeling dad. I'm like, okay, I know I'm with David.
My turn.
So David, he's just taking me into aspects of his life, and what he's making me aware of right now is just during his life, he just makes me feel like he worked very hard for the family to make sure they had everything they needed. But he's saying with that, though, he is wishing that he would have spent more time with not only you, but the family. Would you understand that?
Yeah.
I normally don't get into messages right away because I want to give more evidence, but is there any doubt that this is your dad that's with you right now? Okay. Because what he keeps saying, or what he makes me feel, I should say, is he wishes he could have expressed himself more with his feelings like a typical guy. He goes, because he's making me feel like he showed his love in different ways, like doing little things, right? You just knew that was his way of showing that he cared. He wouldn't necessarily say the words. Does that make sense? And please, I have to say, don't be afraid to say no if it doesn't.
No, it makes sense.
Okay. He's making me aware of a conversation that you would have had shortly before his passing. It's just a feeling I get of him just talking about things that were should have been talked about throughout his life. And again, I just get a feeling of this. It's not an actual, I hear the conversation, but he's just making me feel like there was this period where you guys opened up to each other. Would that make sense?
A little bit.
Okay. I'll see if you can. And he makes me aware of a boat. Would you understand a boat connected to him in any way? Okay, because he wants me to talk about the boat. And the next thing he leads me into as this unfolds is just being out on the water, and I just see fishing. So would that be something that he would have done, or is this something connected to you?
Lake Powell, yeah.
Okay. So what I want to do is just move into a message now, because it's just these things, the way the galleries are, just to keep them short. But let me just see what he wants to say to you. First thing he's making me aware of is showing appreciation for how he was laid to rest, because he's just bringing my awareness there, and he just wants to show appreciation for what was done for him. For you, he keeps saying, he gives me this feeling like, stop comparing yourself to other people. And I just feel there's stress around this in some way, like you don't think you're good enough, or if that's something you're working on right now or trying to overcome. Does that make any sense at all? And I just feel it's like comparing yourself to other people in the family is the feeling I get.
Yeah, I can see that.
Take better care of the car. I don't know where that came from. I don't know if that makes any sense.
I literally just went and talked with Riker next door about fixing the truck. So
okay. So that's just his way of coming through with a little bit of sense of humor. So
yeah.
So well, David, thank you very much for being open to this. It's my pleasure to bring your father through for you.
Hey, David, really quick, there's an image in my awareness as Michael speaks, and it's stairs. I feel like there's stairs in a house, possibly going down to a basement. Do you have stairs in the home? The image that I see is of you sitting on those stairs, thinking or crying, like there's some kind of something going on as you're just sitting on those stairs. Just know that your father was there. And this is going to sound so cliche, and it's going to sound so generic, but he says that he's very proud of you, and it's something he never expressed. It's something that you really need to hear. And he shows me these, just sitting on these stairs and I just feel that the energy there within you was very sad or confused or something as you're sitting on these stairs, and just know that he was around you during that time. Okay?
Thank you.
And you're welcome. So I'll leave that with you. Where is everyone going?
They're bailing on us. If anybody else is backstage and would like to join us, let's see. So your turn
I'm
now.
still here. I didn't go anywhere.
Oh, there she is.
We lost one somewhere.
I'm here. No, I'm still here. I'm good.
Awesome.
Did you want to go next, Jen?
No pressure or anything. I don't have a connection yet. So if you have one, go ahead. Otherwise, I'm gonna refocus here.
Yeah, I do. So I am aware of a woman, so I just want to work with her real quick. So I do feel this is mom. She is making me aware of that. She would have also. She is also making me aware that she would have passed of cancer. I just want to stop there because she's showing me several different things right in a row. So can anybody connect with mom, woman on the other side, passes with cancer? I also feel that she was diagnosed early. I feel like maybe I'm being brought to like 40s with a diagnosis. And I feel like she went through, I feel like she beat the cancer once and then it came back again. That's the feeling I get. So can anybody connect with that?
I have an aunt that would kind of make sense with.
Okay. I can understand if the relationship was wrong, but do you understand the cancer, it being diagnosed early, beating it, coming back?
Yes.
Okay. Let me just see what else. She brings me to the month of July, so I feel July is significant in some way. Would you understand July being connected to her?
Not that I can think of.
Okay. Because she's making me feel, once I say that again, she's making me feel that that would have been a time around the diagnosis was what she's making me feel. Let me see what else she wants to talk about.
Yeah, I'm not sure when she was diagnosed, so.
Okay. I'm being shown like several pets in the house too, because I see like I don't know if there's several like dogs, small dogs. I just see like animals. Like she would have loved pets is what I'm feeling with this.
She had a dog and a cat. She did love pets.
Okay. All right, she wants me to talk about driving, so I'm just going to see what she wants to talk about this. She's making me feel like she was a bad driver because I'm feeling like a sense of humor with this. Would you understand that? And it's okay if you don't, but she takes me to her driving and she's laughing, and I feel like what I'm feeling is like she was a notoriously bad driver in some way.
I don't know.
Okay. Wait a minute. It shifts to you. Would you understand this for yourself in some way?
Sometimes.
I don't know. She won't let go of this because I'm like, is this with you? And she pointed to you. I'll just leave it at that. I'm not sure where she wants to go with that. So I'm just getting a sense of what she wants to talk about. She showed me like banking in my awareness. Is she connected to banking, or is there somebody in banking connected to the family or within the family?
Not that I know of.
Okay. She's talking about finances. She keeps showing me a bank. But I felt it was somebody that either worked in that type of career. Let me see what else.
Michael, I think a little bit of that too.
Okay, Keith, hold on. Just it might be shifting over to you, but let me just see if she wants to talk about. Chelsea, would you understand not being able to spend a lot of time with her, like? I just in the physical world is what I'm feeling. Would you understand that?
During the last part of her life, yeah. Okay. She moved.
She also wants me to go back to her diagnosis and treatment. She's making me feel that she stopped the treatment. Would you understand that? She's making me feel like somebody, like some. I feel it's her wanting to stop the treatment. Does that make sense to you at all?
No, I think she finished it all.
Okay. Keith, would this make sense for you in any way?
It does make sense, except for the mother part, because my mother has been diagnosed with cancer. It was around 40. She beat it once. She got it back again. And now we're on a different method with her. But this could be her mother coming through.
Okay, do you understand the banking reference?
The banking reference would actually be more towards the aunt and also of my career path of the financing part.
Okay. So what's probably happened is they're shifting over. I'm becoming aware of your connections now. So let me go back to Chelsea though and just. So I'm asking her for a sign or what she does to let people know she's around, and immediately I'm shown a dove, but it's weird too. And the same time I feel the dove, I feel that there's a tattoo also, like in memory. I don't know if you understand any of those references. If not, that's perfectly fine.
I don't.
Okay. Keith, would any of those make sense for you?
The dove part actually would, because actually it would be with my mother. That would be a connection with.
Okay. All right. So they're really pulling me towards you then, because when stuff stops making sense for one and it's all starting to shift. Chelsea, thank you for letting me work with you. I don't know why I'm just being pulled over. So Keith, what would make sense again? Can you just recap for your
the financing, the bad driving actually would make sense as well with me.
Okay.
Because I can be a bad driver at times. I am a very heavy lead foot.
Okay.
The cancer part, absolutely. But I don't know if my grandmother ever had cancer, but my mother has had and is still fighting cancer.
Okay, let me just connect in with Grandma because she could just be referencing what's going on now. So first thing I feel when I connect in with Grandma, she takes me to what I feel is where she lived. And I just feel like I'm on an expanse of land. I feel like I'm out in the country. Would that make sense for her?
Not for her because she lived in the city, not that far, but it would make sense for me.
Okay.
Because the house that I am looking into is way out in the country with expanse of land.
Okay. I got to get something from her to just validate this is Grandma. She's making me feel, okay, that she would have lived many years without her husband. I feel like he passed. I don't know. She's making me feel like he passed a good amount of time before she did. Would you understand that with her?
Correct. Yes.
Okay. Would you understand the name Rose?
Yes.
Okay. Who's that connected to?
I have a Aunt Rose that would be on my grandfather's side.
Okay. Also in spirit?
Yes.
Okay. So they're all just stepping through one at a time here to let me know they're here. Okay. Let me just finish up here quick with a message because so for you, because I want to focus on you with this, just give me a second here because there's a few things that she wants to kind of go over, but I want to make it brief. Make sure to do your own thing. She's just making me like aware of like be brave enough to step out and do your own thing. Don't worry about what other people are thinking or feeling about you. I don't know, for some reason, she makes me feel like she had that type of personality as well. I just feel like bold. I don't know if that makes sense for her, but that's the feeling I get around her. So I kind of want to leave it at that because I've taken up a lot of time, but just you do you.
Yes, that makes totally sense. 100%. I know exactly what that means.
Okay, Keith. Well, thank you. And Chelsea, again, thank you. I know that was brief. It was kind of like I just felt like I was being pulled in two different directions there.
I just want to add something for Keith because in my awareness, when Michael speaks, like I'm seeing pasta and I keep hearing make the pasta. Do you understand that about pasta? It's a pasta. It's okay if you don't. It's just
I'm
there.
not aware of that yet.
You what?
I'm not aware of that yet.
Okay.
But it's funny because I do love to cook. So who knows what's to come.
Yeah, I feel like if it would connect, it would be something that I feel like possibly that it's your grandmother that made. So maybe that's not for you because I feel like it would click because it's so clear to me. But yeah, just keep it in your awareness.
All right, thank you guys very much.
You're welcome.
I was gonna say too, if you have had a reading and you want to leave, don't feel like you're being captive. I mean, if you want to stay, that's fine. I mean, we appreciate it, but just wanted to throw that out there. Let's see. Someone says in the chat, I want pasta.
I want.
So Jen, do you want to go next?
Maybe I want pasta. I just keep seeing this pasta dish, and the name is even coming to me, and I don't know what it is. It's carbonara, pasta carbonara.
Carbonara, yeah.
What is that? That's what's in my awareness. I don't know.
What is it? It's going to make us all hungry now because now it's on my mind. So thank you.
Anyway, that's what I'm seeing.
I can actually answer that for you. Pasta carbonara is actually it's a linguine mixed into a really nice, I would say an Alfredo sauce. that is
Yeah.
absolutely very dreamy and very good. Has a lot of Parmesan cheese, cream. So
Oh,
they
you do know what it is. Make the pasta.
All right, now we're turning into a cooking show.
Spiritually cooking.
Spiritually imperfect cooking. Is that what you said?
Yeah, it would be. Okay, so I have a gentleman in my awareness. I do feel that he is younger. He is making me aware that he is responsible for that he is responsible for taking his life.
That's interesting. I felt the same thing.
Yeah, and he's very strong. He's very here. And I'm not sure who he's connected to. So I'm curious if anybody understands that. I feel that he was a younger man. Were you picking up any more on that, Michael?
I'm kind of just feeling into it now, but right
Okay.
away in my awareness is I feel that because he brings me to like cars. So in my awareness, I feel that either he was a mechanic. I don't know if that was his profession or a hobby, but I feel something with working with vehicles like a mechanic. Does anybody connect with a young man that is passed? Again, we both feel that he's taken responsibility for his passing. And if you're in the chat and you understand this, you can go ahead too, because everybody's kind of involved with this, whether you're on the screen or not.
We're waiting.
He's also acknowledging a military reference. So somebody in the family connected to him would have been in the military, because I feel a military connection with him as well. And I feel the military connection. So Courtney, my husband had a friend. So Courtney, you understand this, or can you recap what you understand about this, please?
What is she saying? He recently passed.
So Courtney, younger man, and he has taken responsibility for his passing. I'm getting this weird feeling though, but in the way that he passed, I don't feel it was completely intentional. I feel it's more of I'm trying to word this delicately as I'm feeling it. I feel he was experimenting with drugs and there was something in there that caused his passing. I just feel like it was a foolish decision to do whatever combination this was. But that's how I feel he passed. And David, just if you can understand that information, just say yes or no. I'm not sure how many years ago he passed, unless you're getting that, Jen.
No, I actually don't feel like it was. Time is so weird, but I gotta. When I say it was recent, I usually feel that's within like 5-ish years, and I kind of feel like we're between maybe the 10-year mark. Like it wasn't a long time ago, but within 2 years. Okay, Sheena says 2 years. Cocaine and fentanyl.
But the mechanic part, the reference to the military has to fit. So with this. And I also feel like the month of March is significant. He's bringing me to the month of March. And I feel that's connected to a birthday. So again, I'll just recap real quick. So young man passes of a unintentional drug overdose. I feel that he was connected to cars in some way. So either mechanic, hobby-wise, or career. And he is referencing a military connection in the family. Okay, so Courtney, the March birthdays. Okay. My husband was born in March and my mother was, okay, because he was referencing the March birthdays. So Courtney, can you understand all of this then? And everybody, thanks for your patience with this. Sometimes in the chat it goes a little.
Already, well, he's showing me that that it was known that he was struggling with substances, like it wasn't kept a secret or anything, like it was known, and that people had reached out to try to help him. He is acknowledging that, and that he was not in a place to accept the help. Actually, he's telling me that he did, but he would always fall off. Like he did try, but he would fall off. So he is acknowledging that help was offered to him. Okay. So Courtney says, I did not know him, but I know all of the bits and pieces. Okay.
I feel at this point, do you want to just move on to like a message?
Yeah, because there's a lot of people that are like, can take bits and pieces. So instead of spending a lot of time there, yeah, I feel like we just go forward with the message.
Okay, again, what I'm feeling is just that he wants people to know that it was not intentional. His passing was unintentional, okay? And he's just acknowledging the family for trying to help him.
Yeah, and that's where I'm going with, like, people understood and that they reached out for help and that he did try. And I do feel like you're correct, Michael, in saying like it was an intentional act of taking the substance, but with unintentional consequences. Like it's really important that you understand that was not the intention.
Okay. All right. Felix, I don't feel you need a connection. I feel you need guidance. Is that kind of what you're looking for today?
Well, actually, that's not what I was looking for, but at the same time, I had questions. So whatever comes, I don't care, I guess.
No, if you're looking to connect with somebody, I don't know. I just keep getting pulled to you, and I just feel like guidance. But if you're looking to connect with somebody, if you have somebody in mind, that's fine too.
That's okay. Whatever comes, I'm all fine with it.
Let's just see. And I don't know. I've been trying to get away from my cards, the tarot cards, but I felt for some reason I need to pull them out, and I think they're for you because I think it needs to just get me on something here to help you. So let me just see what I feel for you right now. So do you know tarot? You know tarot cards, right? So you got the Hanged Man, which is not a bad card. It's just what it represents is like discontentment. So I just feel like I need to talk about feeling like lost in a way about which direction I need to go in. Can you, and I feel this is around your work, okay? Your metaphysical work. Do you feel like you're just constantly pulled into the same pattern with your work? I'm trying to word this the way I feel it. I wish I knew. I should have paid attention in school a lot more than I did because grammar, spelling, everything is just out the window for me. But I just feel it's like, I don't know, stagnation. Do you feel that at all? Do you feel stagnant?
Yep, I do.
Okay. So what I need to talk about next then with that is the reason you're feeling stagnant is because you're kind of containing yourself into one small box about what you think you're capable of and what you're really capable of. So I just feel like you're, for instance, just an example. Okay. I'm just a psychic, which closes the door to other abilities that are kind of trying to present. So for me, what I feel I need to talk about with you is just kind of drop those labels and the thought process of this is all I am.
I'm sorry, is this coming back to the mediumship again with me?
It's funny because actually first what I felt was healing, physical, like energy healing. I don't know if you do that type of work.
I do that, yes.
Have you
I
been
do. I do Reiki. That's why.
Okay. Because that's the first thing I need to talk about. But if mediumship, again, it's about you just dropping those boundaries that you've put on yourself and just explore. And I found that for myself too, that it helps you break out of that stagnation because now it's something fresh. It's a challenge, right? So I just kind of want to leave it at that. Just stop putting yourself in this box of I'm just a psychic or I'm
Okay.
just this. Okay. Does that make sense though? I want to make sure. Do you have any questions?
No, it actually does make sense a lot because I actually was literally thinking about myself and like which direction that I should go and what to do and stuff. I have been thinking about it for like last 2-3 days.
Okay.
Yeah, but actually that's a good confirmation. Thank you.
And it's funny because when you have that in your energy, that's what a medium or psychic's going to pick up because that's forefront in your mind of what's like, okay, I need to do something here. And stop putting so much pressure on yourself too. It's
I
more
do
fun
that a
when we
lot.
can, it's literally like just have fun with it, and just let it go, like this. I mean, this is terrifying. Doing this, a gallery is terrifying, but it's kind of like it's challenging. And it is what it is. We do the best we can with the work that we do. And, that's the best we can hope for ourselves. But we need to just keep pushing to just, I don't know. I always say when you feel comfortable, it's time to look around and go, all right, something's not right. Because if you found that you're at this plateau of, no, I'm good, I'm going to stick it out here. It's like, no.
I agree. I
Because
agree
I found
with
that
that.
if you don't voluntarily move forward, Spirit's going to push you. So
like this.
Yep.
Thank you for the message.
Do you have a father in spirit?
Me?
Yes.
I have grandfathers, both of them.
Okay. I feel there is a male presence, and I feel father with him. So I feel like he would have been a huge presence in your life growing up. Would you understand that?
Yeah.
Okay. He's showing me, this is interesting, driving a standard, a stick shift. Do you drive that? Did somebody
I
teach
do.
you? Do? Okay. Why are you showing me like driving the...
My dad does it too.
Okay.
My dad is driving with the stick shift too. Yeah.
Okay. No, I've seen that. I feel like that it kind of goes with what Michael was talking about, is just talking about moving into another gear, like just actually, it's just...
That's what I feel too.
It's this easy. You just got to move into the next gear. And I do feel like it's telling me that's how you learned. That's how you learn to drive, like to manually just pick up and move into the next phase. That's how this is tying together, because that's all I'm seeing is this shift. He's also, this is gonna, I want to ask him for something, and the first thing that I see is trying to think of the name of the hat, like a fedora hat. Do you understand that?
Yeah, my grandpa had a hat.
Okay.
It's like the, what is that called? Like the diplomat type of hat. Like
Okay.
it's big and like that. Yeah.
Like a hat, and I don't really know the name of it, but it is definitely I feel like something that you would understand with him. It's not like a ball cap or something. It's like a different type of hat. So here
Yeah.
is going to sound a little bit generic, but what is important for you to hear? He says that you're very strong. He also says that you're very brave. Do you understand that? That you've made some moves in your life. You've made some decisions in your life that took a lot of courage and took a lot of bravery. And so just call that in. He says to call that in, like that you're feeling, he's making me feel like that's lacking a little bit. Remember it. He's just saying, remember.
I
Right?
get it. Yeah, that makes sense.
I want to leave that. I'm just going to leave that with you.
Thank you.
But this is funny because I got to go back to the driving. I have to go back to this driving with the standard, because exactly how I'm seeing it is like starting but not catching the gear right, and rolling backwards a little and starting again, and eventually you get up the hill. Like it, I just can't get off of that visual he's showing me. So just keep
Sounds like me.
Literally, what I'm feeling is
That's
like
how-
him saying, "Quit grinding the gears."
right, but you still get where you're going, right? There's just sometimes a little rough start. So okay, I'm just gonna leave that with you.
Thank you. Thank you. That makes sense a lot. Thank you
You're
so
welcome.
much.
So, Kelsey, we have a few minutes. So, is there anybody that you'd like to connect with on the other side, or what can we do for you today?
I have lots of people on the other side, so if anybody wants to come through, that would be great. If not, that's okay too. I like to listen in.
Jen, we'll just do it. If you pick up first, go. It's just one of these.
So, Kelsey, please let me know if this gentleman is connected to you. I do feel a connection with him that would be very good friends that would have been at one point in time, maybe even a romantic relationship. Do you understand that?
Maybe.
Okay. It feels to me that it was like this lifelong like friendship with periods of trying to be a little bit more, but always dropping back into staying connected and staying friends. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
Okay. And I feel a connection to horses with him or with you. Do you understand that?
I do my dad in spirit. It'd be a little different.
I wonder if I've got like a couple going on, because I ask for something that you'll understand, and there's horses when I'm looking for something evidential. So give me just a second. I'll see who I can make the connection with, because we are kind of short on time. Unless Michael has something.
I just keep feeling the presence of a male that would have passed in an accident. I just feel accident around his passing. And I do feel.
Sorry.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there.
No, that's okay. My best friend passed in an accident about
Okay,
15 years.
Would this been a male then? Because that's what I'm feeling. Yeah. I feel that he was alone in the vehicle. Would you understand that? Because he shows me being alone.
He was alone on a quad.
Okay. I just talk about what I feel. So I just feel that there was some type of substance involved with the accident. At least that's the feeling I get. Would you understand that about that particular incident?
Maybe, yes. He was at a party.
Okay, because that's what he's making me feel. I don't know what he's trying. I know it's not homegrown. I don't know what he keeps, but he's also homecoming. So I'm like, do you understand homecoming?
When he graduated, I was his escort.
Okay. Okay. So that's just his way of just validating who he is. But he keeps going back to making fun of the homegrown. So I feel that's just my interpretation of homegrown weed. I don't know if that makes any sense because he's making fun of me now.
It makes sense, yeah.
Okay.
So just really quick, would this be the same person that I was talking about before, like the lifetime, like the connection through life and always being friends regardless of whatever else? Okay, because so thank you for picking that up, Michael, because then in came horses and I was like, wait, okay.
He's making me feel that you still talk to him, and it's okay if that doesn't make sense, but he just makes me feel like let her know I hear her. Like he just makes me feel like you still acknowledge him, think about him, talk about him.
Mm-hmm.
And Blue Jays, I don't know if you have a connection with Blue Jays, but he just put a Blue Jay into my awareness.
My mom's watching the Blue Jays game right now.
Oh my God. Okay. So
I love that.
That's just his way of letting you know he's around. So Kelsey, unfortunately, we all would like to just keep going with this, but we have to kind of wrap it up because the show is coming to an end. Thank you all for joining us, being brave enough to be on camera. I know it's terrifying, but
Amber,
thank you all so much. It was an honor.
Didn't get to you today.
But
we will.
But I guess we got to wrap it up because the next show is starting here in about 4 minutes. So to everybody in the chat, thank you for joining us. We'll be back next week.
Thank you.
And again, thank you all very much for joining us.
We'll see you guys later.
The truth is here and now on WLTK-DB Talk Radio at WLTK-DB.com.
you.